legendary football players wore the number 10 shirt. Players such as Maradona, Messi and Zinedine Zidane are prime examples. A player closer to home, from Asia, Mokhtar Dahari, also wore the number 10 shirt. He is called Supermokh. Mokhtar bin Dahari was born on the 13th of November, 1953 in Setapak, Selangor, and from an early age he showed his aptitude for sports. He would play various sports with his neighborhood friends such as badminton, but in the end, he would gravitate towards the beautiful game, football. Attending the prestigious secondary school Victoria Institution also brought him closer to playing football at a higher level, and spurred on his obsession for football. At the age of 18 he would play for the Selangor youth team in the Burnley Youth Cup, that was held in Sarawak. His contribution and talent for the youth team did not go unnoticed, and not long afterwards he was picked for the Selangor senior team. However, while the norm now is for footballers to be showered with bonuses and monthly remunerations, Mokhtar Dahari and his contemporaries were part-time footballers. Before turning up for training every evening, earlier in the day he was simply a bank clerk who had to answer to his superiors and deal with difficult customers just like everyone else at the office. Mokhtar and his teammates would receive small sums of money in the form of training and match allowances, and win bonuses, but nothing in the way of lucrative contracts that are so common in modern-day football. He lived a modest life, commuting from his office to the training ground on a humble underbone motorcycle. When it was stolen one day, he was so devastated that he rather rashly decided to quit football. Luckily, the intervention of a motorcycle manufacturing company, which provided him with a new motorcycle, reversed the young star's decision, and he soon turned up for training again on his shiny new motorcycle. He would then return his generous sponsor's favor, although perhaps not directly. In 1972, he would end up scoring 9 goals in the prestigious Malaysia Cup for his home state team, and 10 goals for the national team, a remarkable achievement for such a green player. The year 1974 was even more successful for Supermokh, as he began to be known to the fans. He helped the Malaysian Tigers to an Asian Games bronze medal, scoring 24 times for them throughout the year, and he scored an unbelievable 19 goals for Selangor in that year's Malaysia Cup alone. He was on the ascendancy, the first ever footballer to truly capture the imagination and hearts of supporters throughout the country. Part of his prowess stemmed from his physique. He was not immensely big, but he was muscular, as number 10s back then normally were, and the strength of his calves and thighs gave him the ability to rocket his shots towards the goal mouth. But he was not simply strong, Mokhtar had the technique to complement his strength, and he was famous for his long solo runs up the field, that would be finished off with a sizzling driver of a shot. He made his mark terrorizing defenders throughout the country. Known for his speed and accuracy, Mokhtar was finally named the best Asian striker by the World Soccer when he was 23 years old. In the following years, he would feature in a number of memorable matches, and win several competitions for the national team. In 1974, he would help Malaysia to a silver medal in the Asian Games in Tehran. In 1975, his brace would see Malaysia edge out the English club Arsenal 2-0 in a friendly match, whereas a friendly against the England B-side in 1978 would end in a draw. These two high-profile matches would see Mokhtar being linked with English clubs. Eventually, after the game, he had an offer from one of the European giants, the Real Madrid CF, but declined to join because his patriotism to his country and native club of Selangor. At the regional level, he would help Malaysia capture back-to-back gold medals at the SEA Games in 1977 and 1979. Mokhtar Dahari retired in May 1986 after winning the Malaysia Cup for FA Selangor. After the award-giving ceremony, Mokhtar went to the club's president and proceeded to give him his number 10 jersey, telling the president to let the club keep the jersey for him. He came out of retirement in January 1987 to play one more season for FA Selangor. After his retirement, Mokhtar, aged 35, began having throat problems, and went to the hospital to find out what the problem was. Doctors diagnosed him as having motor neurone disease, MND, with the discovery only being told to him and his wife. He then went to London with his wife in an attempt to cure his condition. After 3 years battling the disease, and his condition worsening, Mokhtar died at the Subang Jaya Medical Centre, SJMC, on the 11th of July, 1991. The press reported Mokhtar's suffering from muscular dystrophy as the cause of his death. His body was laid to rest at Taman Keramat Permai Muslim Cemetery in Taman Keramat, Ampang, Selangor. His life journey and the real cause of death was only revealed for the first time in a documentary called The Untold Truth about Supermokh in the National Geographic Channel on the 30th of August 2010, about 19 years after his death. Mokhtar Dahari is truly the best player Malaysia has produced over the years. He has won over 23 awards and trophies in his 16-year career. He has a 0.47 goals per game for Selangor and a 0.63 goals per game ratio for the Malaysian national team. In total, he has scored 266 goals in 512, an average 0.52 goals per game.